Bonjour la classe de français AP, c'est Monsieur Springer. C'est le vendredi matin, assez tôt. Je vais essayer de ne pas parler trop fort afin de ne pas réveiller tout le monde dans ma famille et ma maison. I'm having a professional development session throughout the day that I'm going to be involved in, so I wanted to give you a quick video this morning to explain this next couple of weeks before we get going, just because there are a few different things to it. So please excuse l'anglais, and thanks for understanding. So you guys just finished with Leçon 8, which is great. So this next week, week 9, you have Leçon 9, and it is actually shorter. If you've noticed on the table of contents, it's only 3 days long. That's intentional because you're also going to have midterm exams also to complete this next week. The midterm, let me go through kind of the due dates, and then I'll talk about the midterm a little bit as well. So Leçon 9 is just 3 days long. It's shorter than a normal lesson, and it's due the normal day, Wednesday. Though you may want to finish it earlier. You may want to finish it by like Monday. It's up to you. And then your midterm exams are not huge, but they are substantial, and they need to be finished by Friday the 13th. That's not on purpose to make it on Friday the 13th, by the way. Just how it turned out. So, we'll talk about what that entails. But you can do those anytime between now and then, but they need to be done by the 13th for full credit. They do not need to be proctored by your mentor. That's only the final exam. And then lesson 10 right away, even though the midterms are due Friday, lesson 10 is due the following Wednesday. So it's kind of like normal lessons, and we're fitting in the midterm, in there. But the lesson 9 is only 3 days long as opposed to 5 days. So it kind of gives you 2 days to do the midterm if you kind of do the math. So pretty simple there. I do want to point out that there is no Thanksgiving break for class, unfortunately. When I make the calendar here, it's kind of tricky because it's like we need to fit in the class in order to get through what we need to get through before the AP exam. So I did manage to give like a 2-week winter break, I think it is, because I think that's really important. But because of that, I wasn't able to really work it out. So there's 2 days off for Thanksgiving. Obviously, if you take 2 days off, it's fine, but you still need to fit in the regular amount of work. Just wanted to get you thinking, planning ahead for that a little bit. So let's talk about this. Like I mentioned, Leçon 9 is 3 days long. You are going to have your first persuasive essay, but I'm going to release a separate video that I made, I think, last year about how to do that. You're not doing the full essay. I just want to kind of introduce you to the topic because it's the most complex of the free response activities. But for the midterms, there are 2 jours. The first one is going to give you this little préparation activity, which I highly, highly, highly recommend spending a good day on this, reviewing. Especially review grammar and vocabulary from all of the lessons, because you're going to have this examen partiel, okay, which is it's just a multiple choice exam on vocab and grammar from everything you've learned so far. So let's have you go through that. If anyone would like a review session on some of that stuff, let me know. I'd be interested in doing something like that if that would be of interest to you. But really study that. And then jour 2 is you're going to have 2 rédactions and 2 présentations orales. So in you, please don't look at the multiple choice portion in advance. But if you wanted to peek at the présentation orale and rédaction prompts to get you thinking, I'm okay with that. There's no time limit in terms of how long you want to spend on those tasks. They just need to be done by the 13th. And I just want to say, just as a reminder, rédaction, we are looking for an essay, intro, body, conclusion, not just 2 paragraphs that have nothing to do with each other. Because it's a little bit sometimes what I'm seeing. Not always, but sometimes you've got to have a well thought through response, just like you would for like your senior English class. Not that your level of French writing is going to be quite what it is in English, but the professionality is what we're looking for. I will mention with présentation orale that you should be speaking for at least a good 3 minutes. We're going to stretch you for these tasks from 2 to 3 minutes, so up between 3 and 5 minutes is what it says. So try to get up there around 3 minutes. I'm not going to be super picky if you're not right up there, but more than 2 minutes, please, because these are pretty substantial tasks. Take your time to really think through them. Notice it says in the directions, organiser vos idées pendant une minute. No, you can spend more time than 1 minute thinking about this, jotting some things down, planning a roadmap. But again, don't write out your response. These are worth a lot of points, so I want you to take time on them. I'm going to use a standard rubric for them, like I've been using for the présentation orale and the rédaction. If you have any questions about the tasks, please contact me, even if you're right in the middle of taking it. That's fine. Text me, especially. It's the quickest way probably for me to get your question. Do take your time and do a great job. All right. Thank you. Bon courage.